Obviously, there's been big news in the black community talking about this Kenitha Jenkins murder. I hope I said her name right. Um, Even though that she's now dead and passed away, obviously, apparently there has been reports that this woman was high and drunk. Now, don't get me wrong, my hearts go out to him, but you have to understand that I don't condone death, but I don't condone stupidity either. And it's gotten to the point to where Black America is so ignorant and stupid that it's mind-boggling. I remember running into a thought bot, and this woman was obviously 31 years old. Now, obviously, there was an apartment that she lived in, and evidently, around a couple hours later, she was found shot. She was found shot in the head. Now, I've interacted with this woman a couple times. I've seen her come in at the place I was working at my second job. Everyone knew who this. I mean, not everyone knew who this woman was, but from what I'm hearing, the stories of that this woman was, she had gold teeth in her mouth. She was trying to play. She was one of these thought bots that wanted to be gangster and stuff like that and everything. And then she was flashing her gun. Obviously, the apartment that she lived in. There's two ways that you can get in. Either you have to have a key to get in that apartment place, or B, someone that lived there had to buzz you in. And I remember living in those apartments. I remember living in those areas. The sad thing about this situation is it's gotten to the point to where that in this Western sick society that these North American females are not being held accountable for their flat out behavior. Yes, don't get me wrong. Yes, men need to be held accountable for their behavior, but you start to see that these women are not being held accountable for their behavior. The fact that this woman met her own demise because she was too drunk and high, and obviously I don't believe that this woman was even murdered. From what I'm hearing about the police, I believe the police knows the truth, and that's just what happened. And when you take a look at the mom and the sister, you have to sit there and peep the game and say, wait a minute, we knew something was wrong with this picture, and then they had hotel footage. So these this Kenitha Jenkins, it is not the first or the last that you'll see these tragic stories that happen. I remember also delivering newspapers, and I've seen the females that were getting pulled over by the cops. And we know that these women were driving intoxicated. And they were pulled over by two campus police. Obviously, when they pulled her over, they had them handcuffed. And sooner or later, we saw the tow truck coming to tow the vehicle away. I knew that was coming. This is maybe around 12 o'clock in the morning or something on Sunday morning, and obviously that she was drunk and high. From what I'm hearing, that these heifers were drunk and high, and like I said, you know, they found a bottle of Fifth of Hennessy, and we know that it's gotten to the point that with these women have gotten drunk, high, and really don't want to be held accountable for their behavior. And this is what society has done. This is what your laws, and this is what we've been voting for the books. So, like I said, a tragic story with this Kenitha Jenkins. And the woman that got shot, 30 years old, obviously they did not release this woman's identity. The story I told you about the woman getting shot in the head. Because let's face it, on the woman that got shot in the head, obviously this woman knew these guys. Because think about it, man. Why would she sit there and invite these knuckleheads to her apartment? They didn't just they didn't break into the place and shoot her. No. Obviously they got tired and they still haven't found the killers. Now, do I think they probably need to be brought to justice? Pretty much. But like I said, I don't condone death, but I don't condone stupidity. And you're gonna see more tragic stories like this Kenitha Jenkins, because we all know that I've seen these women. They get high and drunk and messed up so much that they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to be held responsible for nothing. They want to be high, drunk. They want to dress provocatively and all this other stuff. And not just these black women, but also these other women as well. These non-black women as well. And like I said, it's gotten to the point where this Western culture is just basically sick. So, like I said, it is what it is at the end of the day. This is Carl Mitchell signing off.